kailangan talaga nila para makapush is yung EXO and then yung meta ni Natsuki at least. Or kung wala mang magde-def on the side of TNC. Anong yaman ngayon dito ni Terror Blade, ha? Medyo iwan siya sa net worth. Iwan yung Ricky sa net worth. Kung baga, itapat mo sa isang Terror Blade.
Dito ng Adroit yun yung net worth mismo ng Terror.
Gaya makaset up eh. That is going to get all the snowball. He's going to lock on to the gap. It's a nice cross.
From our back.
It's going to be a while. So rotates back to the drawing board, get back to the farm. Matt, of course, he does have the aces as a backup, but it's going to be a matter of better something. That's just not a cooldown. So Natsumi, he's ready to go. If you want to try and get another T1 or more sort of T2 tower, in this case, you probably could try to go for it if you've done it finally for a draw. Natsumi doesn't seem to have done that all the way. They actually attempt this. As we use KP, using his dark with his heat but he cancels it off. He just thought he made him in trouble. But instead, decided to trade, they go down far. You have a turn lane, you have an exit system, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They go off with the T2 tower.
It's going to be a very quick. It doesn't look like TNC set up to counterfight this one. All they have is Timmons. Able to get that job done by himself. They are sort of posturing around that mid-tier 1, but Bob is there to at least push the lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not looking great. TNC, they've got great high defense if it comes to it, but you don't really get to that point. Still, they don't really have any answers to defend with this kind of draft they've gone for.
My biggest issue with TNC right now is that they have really shafted March. He's still level 4 on Bounty Hunter. He's just about to hit 5. Does find a courier for his trouble, but you want that track to be up and running. He gets dusted up.
Yeah, he's dead. March understands he's dead. He's going to just try and run, but Gabby jumps in. They'll jump up to CML. CML does have the false promise. So there's really no point in that. And now more rotations to come. Bok, he has the lasso. Do you want to make the play? Well, there's no way to close the gap for Bok right now, so they won't chase any further. And that'll make it a 3-7. All lanes still being forced in by Adroit. TNC just kind of stuck 5-manning, trying to find that mid-tier 1.
They can siege from afar with a sniper. It's just not a very fast process early on. The damage isn't quite there from Armel, so it's just a slow chipping away at that tier 1. The one thing that really bothers me from TNC is that they have not pressured Natsumi. He stays in that bot lane, just farms up by himself, no supports around him, no vision from TNC to even watch that area. They do have one ward. The vision coverage is not as good as Adroit's, and this is something Adroit has been really maximizing. They know that TNC just aren't able to play in their own map.
Well, you look at both the top of the net worth boards. I mean, it's Terrorblade and DP. And I agree with you. They haven't done anything to actually try and slow them down. No, he's just trying to desperately catch up on the sniper. And he'll have a Maelstrom up soon, so he will have that B-push potential on the sniper. But it seems like that's kind of what they're locked into. until they get those core items up on their core sniper or on the core Riki, it just seems like they can't do anything.
They're gonna have to play the waiting game. Buy time for the Riki and sniper. And the thing with that is that the 3 heroes you have left that don't need farm don't really strike me as the most synergistic set of combinations. Underlord, Brimstroke, and Bounty Hunter just do not burst people down.
Oh, TNC could be in trouble. Fortune's in, but he has Lasso. That meanwhile can find March as well. But Tim's getting lassoed up. He's going to try and run, but he understands he's probably dead all those stick charges. It'll force CML to take the kill with the Purifying Flames. That's going to be 2 more deaths going the way of TNC, as they did also lose March in that mid lane, 2 back on the DP.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And, well, at least March is level 6 now, I guess. Like, now you've got track. Then again, we're at almost 15 minutes in, and that is a very, very late level 6 timing finally seeing one.
Definitely. On the Bounty Hunter of all heroes, that's a hero you really want to push up to that point much earlier, but they're just not able to. They really have to stretch this map 10 as possible for their course, and the smoke from Adroit should find KP.
KP trying to run away. He is quite a fast team. It's going to be a bit of balance. Gabby actually going to be there to help out Booney. He will go down. Now the secondary support team also doesn't matter. He's just sitting up right now. Duriel's up, but he needs help. And not coming back here, left him alone. The TNC just sticking his fire, but it finally pays off. But that's not Booney. What are you doing there, sir? Did he chase down? That's what was really tough there by Mark. Looks well, let's try Gabby, he goes back in. Natsumi, you can't afford to run like that. But it looks like crazy, Gabby, we're going to start running down a bit of balance. The TNC maybe wants to go again. Gabby needs to break out, but they are falling over Adroit. Fox is in both Thomas up, but they have plenty of damage coming in. CMO trying to keep him alive. Fox, he'll find a way down the cliff. He will survive. CMO, however, should not be so lucky. He does manage to get out. However, mid-range Matt is still trying to fight Armel, who just TP'd down of there. They actually ended up finding 4 kills throughout that. So now we've got 2.5k from one side of TNC. They do now take the network lead.
Yeah, those are really big kills going to the side of TNC. Adroit, they had a pretty nice early lead. They forced the fight in the weirdest spot possible. The snowball doesn't connect. Everyone from TNC was just up ahead joining in. Adroit was kind of split off there. Like you saw our Max. He was on the lower ground on that ledge, and their Oracle was left up. Up, takes the Oracle out, off that sustain is gone. You have Exorcism wasted now for Mac. It isn't too long until it's going to be back up, but they don't manage to find anything from that use there. And TNC is going to be so glad that they found it. They've got the Urn up and running on March, so he's going to build into that Spirit Vessel in a while, maybe after a couple or 3 track kills coming out on him. And this is the point when TNC can really start finding those kills that are super high value. They've got the track on, they've got a good amount of gold in their cores that can start picking people off. They smoke up, they have scouted out Boomy top, they've got Gabby waiting.
That's the thing. You find a kill, doesn't matter what it is, as long as you get that running around, and there's a lot more gold than Boomy. I understand he is probably also dead. Tim will be the one to take it with the Inslot. Just even for support, they made about 500 gold out of that top kill. And it is just looking better and better as time goes on for TNC. I suppose you still do have to be very wary about Natsumi though. He is still at the top of the network order. He's still farming very well, about to hit that 9k mark in terms of net worth. But TNC, it seems like TNC are really putting all their chips in Armel on the sniper, right? To just be able to deal with it.
Definitely. It's down to Armel for now. Gabby will eventually reach and dish some damage out of that one.
Yeah, it's a big kill. Gabby did just get his refusal break, and well, he doesn't really get to use it effectively. He does end up dying straight off the bat. You do have a break now with those ultimates back up, so they definitely could attempt to make another push, but they do appear to be very cautious about how this game is going now.
They've got to scale it back a bit. You're not quite ready on Natsumi at this point. There's a lot of damage coming out from TNC that they can focus on this hero. He's not the tankiest at this point yet. All he has is really that Manta style and Grasp. Gone. He's going to need a lot more to be able to stand there and just fight. Finally have the blink on Bach though, so you have an option for grabbing Armel or anyone else in that line that's causing issues.
Now you've got two heroes you can pick off. Two assassinates to fly out. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. Bach does manage to run away. Forcing out the false promise from CML. They won't try it any longer, and I don't know if the Thunder was necessarily Natsumi, but he does it just in case.
Better be safe than sorry. That's a lot of damage flying out onto him once more. You see the precarious situation of Adroit. If TNC focuses down.
Jumps in, no lasso available, they've got the X's and Toes will be there, and they found Armel, they're fight them down, and now Gabby trying to fix the train away, but he's got nothing to blink to, his team's left him. Nobody there, Holton Box was chasing him down on the battle line of KP, he'll be the next target, so Bruce fighting him up, and KP has nowhere to go. And you know, you wouldn't expect Adroit to run in like that without lasso. But they surprise everybody, including us, and they find a very successful team fight.
They turn around after expending some big spells there, like the False Promise was used earlier on, the lasso was used way earlier on March. They go in, they knew they had Metamorphosis, they were like, you know what, let's go. We have Natsumi really strong, we're going to do the damage, they extended everything else anyway. They go in, they managed to clean up. I'm surprised they left Gabby alone, he had no blink target as you mentioned.
Oh man. Down March again. March, moves up, the sun's still active, and moving up, Matt will find another kill. Natsumi will be able to pick up the Aegis on the Terrorblade, and suddenly Adroit has the 3K network lead.
Just a huge swing going the way of Adroit. The patience for them to take that counter fight was massive. They managed to get a lot more in that trade. TNC are playing slightly from behind. They're going to have to watch out for that Aegis now. It gives them a lot more leeway on Adroit's side. Natsumi's not going to be as scared to stand forward. TNC has to be cautious about that bait, because Natsumi's just so fine standing way far forward. It could be a problem for TNC if they're always going to be jumping onto that Terrorblade. Like, they have done it, what, 2 times now? Almost, where one kind of works out, the second time doesn't. So they're going to have to ensure that they have enough burst damage. Through Natsumi twice over. Doesn't feel like they're quite there yet. You know, like the damage is still somewhat lacking from Armel. Gabby only has his defusal, and even March is not.
March, thank you for the Roshan timings, March. Always appreciate that. You write those down, John?
Oh yeah.
We might need them later on.
Definitely. Yep, got them in my head. Thanks, March.
Thank you. Natsumi's gonna have the active scepter up, John. What?
Yeah, that's gonna be.
What does it even do?
You don't see that. It has a fear ability, a wave that goes out in all directions and having fear. That is pretty strong control. That is something Adroit lacks in wide AoE. They don't really have the best thing to follow up on that with wide AoE as well, but that gives them something.
I've never seen that one come out before. This is very new. This will be interesting. Natsumi is going to learn that KP is in the tree line. March is definitely there with him. They're going to try and hunt this Terrorblade down. Natsumi, he does have friends around the area in his own jungle, but he does feel quite safe. He still has the Aegis anyway. Although, KP is caught, does Barbrick, he'll be perfectly fine. March will also be able to just run his way out, or he'll have to be a little bit careful. He shows himself now, and they know he's there, but CML. Jump on. He hasn't done in the right place. March gets caught out, and meanwhile, in the mid lane, Bob and Matt do end up finding Gabby on the Ricky. Two more easy kills from the side of Adroit, and they just seem to be thinking one step ahead of TNC. And by the way, John, the Aegis is up now, so I get to enjoy this. Well, I haven't seen it. This will be very interesting for me.
Yeah, that's something we never see for the most part, at least in the games we've covered. So I'd love to see that effect. It does sound really strong. Like that wave of fear is pretty strong. We've seen that effect before. Something we talked about with say between 10 and 25. A lot of utility from that kind of spell.
The bot lane, we do see Armel. He does end up taking out the tusk, so a nice little kill there onto Boomy.
Radiant missed.
The fight box there with Armel. Armel taking a lot of damage and box just could not run away. And Armel is starting to really hit hard from that sniper. 24 minutes in, they will finally be able to commit and claim that T1 in the tower.
Middle tower has fallen.
TNC can be feeling a little bit better about themselves with that T1 going down.
Gives them a lot more control back in the map. Should allow them to get a couple of rotations in. Something we didn't talk about from Adroit though. Boomy did finish up his own blink earlier on. So you have a lot of ways of saving people out in tight spots. We haven't seen it to great effect just yet. We haven't seen Adroit really leverage your blink daggers on even Bach right now to full effect just yet. So should be looking forward to seeing that. Again, they still have the Aegis. You'd think that he'd want to make a move while that's up, but Adroit just doesn't feel compelled to take a 5v5. They've been finding the bigger pickoffs. They've been clearing the objectives off the map. It is fairly even in terms of towers taken, but that one tower advantage does give Adroit just a little bit more reach here.
Box falling very, very low. He did have the essence ring, which does allow him to fight back. They're going for more. Yeah, they are. There's the metamorphosis coming out. Natsumi does claim to kill on the fusion. Now has the terror wave. Would love to have told you how long it's been, but it is over after all. Can't have that. The bounty does also get caught out. March does go down.
Aegis expires though, so Natsumi's not going to have that second life. He's going to have to be a bit cautious as they go for this tier 2 push.
Wow, Mel, going to find Boomy by himself in the Radiant side jungle apparently. Not really sure what Boomy was doing in the first place, but he was just trying to get a few wards down. He will lose his life. Don't get the pleasure of seeing the terror wave, John.
Not now. Gonna have to wait until the metamorphosis is back up. And the droid once again just pull back, refresh. They've got BKB on Mac now. Couldn't be much happier to just stand in front, do his damage, doesn't have to worry about the magic damage coming out or the control. Still isn't the tankiest DP just yet, but you're reaching that point where you're not going to be bursting down Mac all too fast anymore. So the droid do have a lot more leeway here how these fights do break out.
It's just a sniper, right? Like, once you've got rid of the sniper, it's all good.
Yeah, it's really just Armel right now. Like, Gabby has a Yasha on top of the defusal, that's nice, not enough.
Oh, KP. Last one up by Box does go down. Now they want to go for more. They pop the Exorcism, they found Mark. There's just sentries everywhere. CML has ensured that none of this map does not have detection. And now they can take another Q2 tower. This is the final outer tower on the map. You don't have metamorphosis, but you will have it in 30 seconds. No need to rush. Matt will be able to get Gabby not trying to go for the tonight play that doesn't quite get there in time. And it's going to be at 13 to 21, but more importantly, John, 6k net worth lead for the side of Adroit. All out of towers down. In TNC, they are certainly on the back foot.
Definitely are. This is where they're going to shine. High ground defense with the sniper. It's one of those things where it can kind of be impregnable. The only thing that, I mean, at the very least, Adroit do have the Batrider and Tusk to deal with that. Those heroes can kind of get that done. I love the build-up from Boomy as well, straight into the Ags after that blink. So they can kick the sniper back if for some reason they can't get their Batrider lasso in place. Or, you know, go back, kick back the sniper, get the Ricky on lasso if you have protection. Take out the forest. TNC still have been kind of waiting around, right? We expected them to be a bit more aggressive with attacks, tried to build up that way. They haven't. They haven't been able to isolate Adroit enough to really build off Widow's track kills. That is causing them to play from behind. And you do have decent farm on Armel. Like, he has that Mjolnir up. He is starting to be that machine gun sniper we all know and do play against, but we need a bit more there.
It seems as though Boomy is just always the one, having to take the riskiest of farms. He continues to get caught out, but you know what? I don't think Boomy cares. Like, Boomy's just getting levels, he's getting a bit of farm, he knows his life is really worth nothing. It's fine. The boss, however, would be a problem if he died, but should be fine as well. He does force far from blink away, and it looks like he is going to be out of range. And in case Adroit did not have enough of a lead jump, Natsumi finds the Paladin sword.
Yeah, just blessed. Every single time, every single time we cast a game, a core gets the tier 3, it's almost always a Paladin sword onto the hardcore. So, nice little pickup for Natsumi, gives him a lot more utility, lots more fluid, so much more durability, just with that life steal onto him. Do we have the Spirit Vessel yet? No Spirit Vessel up on March yet, so we're getting a lot of value from that item. Not going to be mitigated just yet, like that coming out anytime soon.
I think it's about time that Armel gets an ice started. That's what I think. You spend enough time with this Mjolnir, forget about the Lincoln Seat, so back then on my map, I'll get the last one on can't do anything about it. He'll try to force stuff and actually does run away with Boomy. Knocks him out with the uppercut.
It's under attack.
And with that, another support off the board. Well, TNC, in all fairness, they aren't hiding in their base or anything like that. They are still roaming the map quite confidently, but they don't dare. They'll get the mules off eventually. Too much. Use best to die as much as possible. In all fairness, it does give his other core space to just far up safely. He's just taking the game to him.
Definitely. We've seen that. The same story with Boomy, the same story with March and Tim. They're giving space to their cores, they're doing their job, and a rough situation all around for both sides. So, if someone's gonna die, it might as well be the sports. You expend that lasso for... not too upset. You expend a lot of spells for March, who was just standing in that dire jungle for a very long time for whatever reason. You're not going to be upset. That's time wasted from Adroit, that's time you bought for TNC. Although the Roshan's going to be up soon, and that's what Adroit is going to be looking at next.
I love the fact that I look at Boomy, and he's just going straight for an Aghanim Scepter, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Against the sniper, you've got Blink Ag. Like, you may as well just blink and kick him forward.
Block?
Yeah, gets KP again. This is not going to be the easiest kill in the world. Of course, KP does have Darkrim, so he can't really pop it. Most things are helping him, but not enough. Boomy just preemptively popping out and see if he can find Gabby Max. Almost finds him. But Gabby will be able to get away just in time. And Mark will also run for his life. You know what, they really aren't giving March a break. Like, he's still trying to finish off that Spirit Vessel. But every time you look at him, he's got a fresh set of Sentry Wards. Like, just let the man finish the item first.
You can't. Someone's gonna have to play this Warden game that Adroit's playing. We mentioned it at draft, but Adroit gets so much value from buying these sentries out. They can see 2 heroes potentially scouting around, take out the vision as well. You just get so much utility from that set because there are 2 Invis heroes on TNC side. And so that's the main reason why CML is just perfectly glad to be third floor. All he has is a Ghost Scepter, which is a bit of a luxury for a support like him anyway. He has a way of saving himself if he's jumped by the Ricky, or even just targeted by the sniper. He has some way of mitigating some of that damage. And once more, Adroit will be able to take this Roche for free. Second Roche of the game. That is the cheese as well. So you're going to have to deal with a lot of lives here on Adroit. You've got all spots to worry about. The Thunder from Natsumi, the Aegis now as well, and the cheese.
That's the problem. Because I had a quick gander at Kim John. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter. So, something tells me he probably could afford to get some more and give March a bit of a break, but can't have that as a position 4. And I suppose with that import trick, it is really rather effective if you can get a copy of the Terrorblade. So,
But you have to remember, Terrorblade could just kind of burst it down with reflection should affect that. Not entirely sure.
oh, that's a bit of a mistake, March. No wonder he has no gold, John. He's put 2 sentry wards down the same spot.
2 eyes to see, Mike.
2 eyes to see with, indeed. That explains a lot. He thought he had an observer ward there, or like a single ward down, but turns out he did not.
I like that play. I'm not sure if you caught it, but March just went in when he saw Natsumi around, throws out the shuriken, TP's out after taking a range sweep. He can't risk it. You know, he's tired of dying.
That is all about the little things, John, and March does the little things very, very well. He just did. They add up. These small little efficiency plays do add up. Mark's going to run into Boomy now. Boomy happily going to run forward after Mark. They know he's around there somewhere. They get the water punch off and Mark just melts. Just can't take the damage.
I love this item build-up from Nazi. Went straight for the butterfly this time around. No MKB, and that's not going to be out in Armel or Gabby anytime soon. We just can't prioritize it.
We'll have a quick look at the win probability while we're Gets the last He caught Gabby on the Ricky. The Manta, he will be able to walk away for now. Blue strikes away as well. A close call. Now Natsumi, he's on the tier 3 tower. They repair it. Who's jumped in? It's Matt. He's on the top. He got Gabby on the Ricky. Just in front of his balcony now. They found him now. They don't have the eggs yet. But Natsumi's coming in front of the top. Right in front of his fountain. How dare they? The buyback will come out from Armel. They do find Boomy as a trade. And it's like they're happy with the buyback in the middle. They will back off.
That's a pretty successful defense from TNC. Like, no objectives fell. None of the towers even took significant damage here. So it did cost them a buyback, but Adroit's keenness to find that fight does kind of cost them objectives. Still, they pull back, they can reset. They know Armel won't have a second life for a little bit longer, around 7.5 minutes. Although that might buy TNC enough time to farm up for that MKB. Armel does queue it up next. That would be a good way to deal with that Terrorblade now.
You say Armel's getting BKB, John? Looks like he's getting a Divine Rapier.
Oh, he switched. Alright. Sweet. I mean, yeah. Sniper, Divine Rapier, natural combination.
Even better.
Still deal with that TV.
Yeah.
It all works out quite fine. Gonna need some time to build up for it. Like, that's not the fastest farm up, but if they prioritize all their farm on him as they have, he'll probably have it in around 3 to 4. If he gets that free time. They've got to understand that they have a massive opening while that buyback status is off for Armel.
Well, Adroit, they're rotating top. They see the side of TNC. Can they get anything out of this? Everyone's keeping. Bobby's looking with the pipeline. He may find KB, and KB does it with Darkness. The rifle comes out from Bob. The Darkness should get him out. So at least you get a nice lateral away to them. Well, now you know exactly where the son of Adroit are. Although March, still alone, but there's no detection on Mac. And for once, March will be able to run out safely.
Rather unfortunate. I mean, March is not worth too much. Kill the guy, it doesn't matter, he's just happy you're wasting time. Unsure if he's actually finished up the Spirit Vessel because he's queued up the Force Staff instead. So, not quite sure if he's finished it and Courier just waiting to fly out, but if he does have that Spirit Vessel, you are mitigating a lot of what's keeping Adroit up. All the regen suddenly isn't as effective as it was before.
That is if he survives, which is I think is the problem with March, is he's like, how long am I going to be available in the team fight anyway, to have that aura going? And well, Adroit, smoking up now mid lane, they want to try and go for something. You do have the meta, you do have exorcism, and they're starting to move forward. A smoke up from TNC now, they don't want to reveal where they are. Meanwhile, Natsumi, he does finish off an Ice Skadi on the turret blade, so you have that available. That is the new Ice Skadi. They really don't want this Underlord surviving through the next team fight. He has no buyback. He doesn't have the gold for it. And that'll be the first piece of the tower of the game going down, and Natsumi will take the melee barrier very, very quick. So kind of a dead quick, but just does nothing.
Straight in, next objective. It's really easy. You've got that turret blade, you've got Mega up, although they are playing a bit more cautious. They do not have the lasso. They almost have a kick on Boomy, but not quite. 300 gold until the Ags is out. Of course, he has to ferry that out anyway. They're gonna play a bit more cautiously without that catch. Gonna be happy with one set of racks. First racks of the game, going the way of Adroit. Does give him lots more control. 22k net worth lead. TNC still lagging severely behind. Armel is inching closer towards his divine though.
Is that gonna make, I mean, it's gonna make a huge difference for TNC, because then it's gonna be like, how do you reach the high ground? But once you have that husk adds up, like, Boomy's been real on point with this husk play today. It feels like as soon as you get kicked away, the game's kind of over. Like, once the divine's gone, that's it.
Yeah. It's something that TNC has to be cautious about. Even without that kick, right? You have the lasso that Bach has. Like, if they really need to target Armel down, they've got the lasso anyway. They've just got the backup in Boomy now as well, so they can take riskier plays. I believe it's flying out right now, so you're going to have that tool for the next high ground siege.
Very nice. There it is. Boomy does have the axe on. They will split out March, taking the outpost, but they're going to try and take it back this time. Boomy, he says no. I'm sick of March. One is dead, and that's exactly what Boomy does. He'll take out the bounty hunter once again. They do manage to get the outpost back before that 40-minute mark kicks. And speaking of 40-minute mark, don't we do have tier 4 items?
Oh yeah. A lot of them popping out. Ninja gear being dropped. Natsumi, I believe, sends it back. That himself. Because the Paladin Sword is just a bit... That innate life steal without taking up an extra slot. Lots of value in that.
You wouldn't mind keeping the illusionist cape on the turret blade, though.
Oh yeah.
And he does.
Really.
Yeah.
Gives you a lot more from those illusions. They already hit like trucks.
Radiant's top
So when Metamorphosis is up, you pop that Manta, you pop the Conjure Image. Will basically melt all those towers.
You know what, I thought Adroit, they may wait for the next Roshan, but no, they want to do it now. They'll have the Divine Rapier up, however, Boss blinked in, couldn't quite find the lasso. The T3 being pulled up by the repair kit. They'll commit to fortify. Not really the easiest high ground, it's like Divine Rapier. Very and without that Oracle, I don't think you make the push any longer, they do back out.
Yeah, a lot of caution here from Adroit. You can see that the investment into Armel is paying off. So they've got high ground defense 4 days. They can't manage to save their tier 3s. The racks are still up and standing. And TNC is going to be very happy with how that went so far. Adroit's going to have to wait until the next Metamorphosis is up. So there's going to be some downtime for them. And that's something that TNC can maximize. Trying to group up around a Roche, but that's still about a minute off. Not going to be able to find that just yet.
TNC now feeling much more comfortable across the map, however. And,
Regeneration.
well, they'll take over the Die Jungle for a little bit. They'll get a few more tier 4 items. In fact, Witless Shaco, a very nice item to KB, who's really hasn't been as tanky as you would have liked to see from an Underlord. And now, Adroit, smoked up. They're going to scout out that Roshan pit, though it is about 10 seconds away from respawning. It's going to be an extremely important Roshan for this next high ground attempt for Adroit, and TNC, I don't think they can really afford to allow it to go down to Adroit. I think they have to fight this.
Definitely. They've got some tools to help them out here. Like, we haven't mentioned it, but Gabby does have the nullifier, so it's easier for him to trap someone in his tricks of the trade. It gets much easier to burst people down. They really can't escape. Not even that Ghost Scepter is going to save anyone. So, he can catch the back line. There's no way for CML to save himself in that case. I think that's going to be key for TNC. We saw what happened when Adroit lost their Oracle early on. They become hesitant to fight. They just always have to try to find CML in the back. With that nullifier, it should be pretty easy work for Gabby.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, Tim's gonna lose his point boost in the courier. He was about 100 gold off the Aghanim Scepter, but now with that point boosted down, even once he does have the gold, it's going to be gone for 3 minutes. And Adroit, they will get started on the road.
Watching in there as well. Wonder who they're going to prioritize it on. Perhaps the Batrider for the lasso chain?
Or you don't mind giving it to the DP, right? Like,
yeah, the damage is pretty nice. I'd say the utility from a double lasso is much stronger at this point. Depends on what they want more.
oh, it looks like they've actually given it to Natsumi. Natsumi will send his axe back. Wait, where is the axe?
Still in his,
Okay, he's got it in the backpack. So he took the blessing, he's got the axe in the backpack, gonna fill that back. That was a pretty greedy play to say the least. But I suppose there aren't really the best Aghanim Scepter upgrades in the team. If that bot lane, they down to 3, took him back to Ninja Alpha, and Natsumi's gonna take the in.
This extra slot on Natsumi has got to pay off. Like, I think there is a lot of value in just giving... oh, actually, Bach already has one. He has a blessing as well. Okay.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
So you do have the Adroit. Try to Vice now also up on map. They're going to make the push. Natsumi, top rats, it will go down very, very easily. And Exorcism will be popped straight down to the bot lane. No, smoked up with the team, but it's already broken. Matt, going to be getting down, and you put them straight in. 40 out of Matt, now the nice and nobody ends up dying thanks to that false post from CML. And Natsumi is still hitting away at that tower. What do you do about it? Of course, TNC may go for a fight. Yeah, Gabby, he jumps in. He's on the fight with the first streak, but there is an AC now. That's coming out. Out of the block. That's going to be devastating for TNC. As they're going to lose one in our hell. So we will see a green stroke as well. But it's by fast. But now Mark is right back. On the down counter. So they find some idiot every time. They mark him now. The Zolite comes down from the double farm. The TV doesn't always in front of his darn death off a map. He doesn't have ages, so he can't be really dying. False promise to keep him alive. This might be the best man on KD. They're going to kill him in. They're going to find a huge kill from Natsumi. But you've lost Mega Creeps. It's tough.
It's a hard situation for TNC. Right? Like, they had to expend the buybacks again. They're going to be down on the next defense. It's going to be much harder for them. No buybacks left? Yeah, no buybacks left in anything. Is gold lacking for Gabby's buyback as well, so you can farm up to get... I mean, they do manage to get a big kill in up that Terrorblade. Second time to die. They're going to have to try to find an objective here. There's no Roshan, so all they can really hope for is to put the tower down.
Where are those devices?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's on Tusk. Oh, that's right. He did buy it back. But Boomy has the device on the Tusker.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Yeah, that's
Okay.
painful. Just blink in and punch.
couldn't see a middle. That forces Donkey hit hard, but not hard enough as now Boomy is continuing to chase. Gabby does not want to get punched in the face right now, but it looks like he has no choice. He gets punched. The device is gone on Boomy, but the GG's been called anyway. The game's over.
Radiant's boost is
He ended up with the device anyway. It wasn't like it wasn't a threat.
Adroit just really giving it to TNC. It looked like TNC had.
not so often we see the left track mid, but I suppose it is one decent answer to the PL, just being able to pulse over those illusions down. Joe Cam unfortunately missing all his fights through it's onto Tim's, just dodging very nicely. He does get the last one. Joe Cam, that was very dangerous of him. Scatterblast does go out. Tim's has Cookie and KB will be there to follow up. Joe Cam, I don't know why you go for that dive. It was only level 1 anyway. It's 10 damage a second. He's going to have to walk his way back to another lane and it looks like he may be switching. He's going up top now. Just not being able to sustain at all, but I don't think he's going to have a much better time up against Forever Joe Cam either.
It's not
in your dream though. Mid lane, in trouble. Illuminate does fly through, although Armel falling low but not low enough. The T1 should clear him up and there was an Icarus snipe just in case. Now the Sunray will come out from Joe Cam and they're going to try and find a secondary in the form of Tim's on that snap by, though Tim's may get a courier for himself if they're not careful with that. Paulison going to keep moving forward, has the Nether Blast but won't commit. And you know, Tim's mount is running in a very strange way, John. That's not generally how it should work. Tim's still trying to run Paulison. Has the brown boots. Tim's does at least force the split goal between the two, so it's... And well, they're actually going to continue this tri-lane.
I mean,
Primal Roar for Rev should be okay to take down, and it looks like they will have the damage output. And perhaps now they can force down the T1 tower.
T1 has been holding on to that Chronosphere from Miracle for a while. So he's up top.
It's coming. I mean, he took the T1 bot tower, in all fairness, so he probably just felt like he could do that, although Miracle now moving forward, he sees Gabby, he also caught Tim's. That's a huge chrono very early on, and they'll find two massive pickups on the side of T1. In fact, In Your Dream's not done. The time dilation slowing down KB. In Your Dream taking a lot of T1 tower damage. Can he connect with the Split Earth? Not quite, so I think it's about time they leave. Although, what a speed coming up for Rev. He got the arena down as well, KB. He misses the God's Rebuke. It will not matter. He does pick up the kill, but now look at these rotations. For Rev is in a lot of trouble. He needs to get out. But while they're there, they will clear out the jungle stacks that were available. So while you still do take down the Mars, you clear out their jungle, you take their stacks. T1, they must be very, very happy with this. But he doesn't want to commit it onto Armel. Armel, the one saving grace right now for TNC. Really farming up very nicely at 4.8k, although Primal Roar, In Your Dream being caught out in his own jungle, and he will go down. Some great setup from KP.
Because it is low and you have the Pugna around that can threaten it, so just taking it out, take the gold away, that does mean you lose out in the control, but you immediately smoke up.
However, the PO has been caught out top lane. In Your Dream does land a Split Earth, and that's Gabby dead without even an ultimate committed. That is a pretty big concern if you are TNC. Gabby's already had a hard enough time farming up, and just losing his life like that before he gets his defense is never good though. Bot lane, who have they found there? It is Miracle. So the Pos ones get traded. It did cost you a Primal Roar, but I believe that would be very, very well worth it.
Going to be in a much better spot to start applying that pressure onto the Lesh. Still taking their time. They are slowly just nether blasting away on the bot tower. At the very least, they have IYD around with the Diabolic Edict.
Chrono gonna catch two of them. KP, he walked into it just at the end as he was Primal Roaring. Still, the Primal Roar will be enough to stop them from killing off Tim's, and now they look to turn it. But there's a Sunray. Arena actually catching two, but somehow the Beastmaster actually gets out of there. Just kind of squeezed his way between the lines, and with that, Paulison does go down to Gabby, but Gabby, he goes way too far forward and loses his own life. Now Armel trying to find more trades, but they will not get In Your Dream. Instead, they may have to settle for Forever, or will they? He just TP'd down in front of them, and they just don't have a way to cancel it. It looks like they will be able to secure it. The question is, can they actually finish this Roshan?
Egg is up and running from T1. They're not going to have the chrono, and it doesn't look like T1's in position to contest.
Oh, for it? Nice blink away. Oh, actually gets the haste rune as well. Very nice. Comes back in after Tim's now, just trying to really distract them as Will-O-Wisp in the backlines. They've caught In Your Dream, but the egg is going down still. They have a little shredder, and that'll be enough for Armel to finish the egg off. And with that, you can certainly go back for that Roshan.
I mean, it looked like it was working. They did distract them out, but they lost their 2 heroes. They had to drop the egg as well. So that just means the Aegis goes uncontested. Surprised Miracle didn't try to make anything happen with his chrono.
Didn't have it at the time though. Now he does have it. KP does end up going down. March getting very low, does also die. He still holds onto the chrono. He doesn't need it yet. Gabby falling, and now the chrono comes out. He waited for another one to run in. They'll get the Aegis, but how do you deal with Armel? Well, In Your Dream's back. Split Earth will be there on the PL. They're just looking to melt Gabby down on Gabby. Doppelganger will be there, but In Your Dream is on his tail. They decrepify, they amp up the damage, and there's only one left. It'll be the Bristleback Armel, and you know what, John? When he's alone, he's a lot easier to deal with, and that's exactly what they do.
Would have been a big blow for TNC if they did lose out under Bristol still. Gonna be fairly happy with those results, although they're gonna try again.
What? I mean, Armel is so far forward. All by himself. There's no towers for his team to TP to. Been speared up, he's dead. I mean, I understand it. You're a Bristleback, you're tanky, but not against 5 heroes, you're not. That's a huge loss. Now the Rax is open. I'm not sure if that was a misclick, but there was literally 0 creeps. They were doing 0 damage. I guess maybe they just saw the double damage rune and didn't realize he wasn't doing anything yet. And now a spear back for Rev. He's gonna find the Beastmaster KP, and they burst him down. And that's it. That's one Rax gone. The best they can do is split push with Gabby down to the bot lane, but they've got to be careful not to lose any more. Luckily for TNC, Miracle, he did not have his chrono available, so they couldn't dive for anything further than that, but huge misplay coming out with that fortification. And look at T1, they're waiting. Armel, he can't sustain this damage that comes out. In Your Dream, he gets the stun off. Look at him just melt. He doesn't survive a second. Forev now going after Tim's. The Will-O-Wisp will hold the rest of them back a little bit, but Tim's is just chasing him slowly but surely. Blinding Light will help a little bit, but I do mean a little bit. Spear back Forev, trying to go for March now. He really doesn't like the Keeper of the Light. Yeah, I don't know how you fight into this now. Like, with a chrono available, it just seems like there's no chance. You've got Primal Roar, but you're holding on to that for the Void when he does chrono up. With that, T1, they're still being very, very careful about this. They're not pushing too far forward. It's a long walk, TNC. Be nice to find Joe Camp to start this team fight off.
They're losing their melee Rax.
Yeah, they've lost their Rax. And now Armel shows himself. Miracle just looking for the chrono. There's the Primal Roar, but he's already BKB'd up. And now Paulson will just heal him up as the chrono does connect on 3 of them. Miracle found everybody. And with the Sun Ray, the Beastmaster will melt. KP is gone. He'll buy back. They do at least find Paulson, and Forever is also falling low. But you've lost Armel on the Bristleback. Does he buy back into this? Well, Gabby's about to drop, so I think he may need to. Or perhaps this game might just be over as Tim's. He's melting to In Your Dream. He goes down. This is looking really, really bad. I think TNC may just be done with this, though. No, they'll buy back on Armel. They'll try to defend that final lane of barracks, but Miracle, he doesn't even want it. He wants the tier 4 towers. In Your Dream, meanwhile, just wants to kill March off. He'll TP right in front of the fountain, and he does get out.
Oh, man.
And that is going to be one of the most demoralizing things I've ever seen. The Roshan. Going to be taken. Now the immediate smoke up, Armel will break it. Miracle does not have chrono, but they don't care. They have arena, it'll be good enough. Armel trying to slow them down. They want KP. Primal Roar will come out immediately. Now the Will-O-Wisp also being dropped, but the egg is there. Can they protect? They cannot. Joe Camp does die. This could be the team fight TNC needed, as the Will-O-Wisp is still holding everyone in, but they can't actually get the damage out, and now they're on the cliff. Why are they on the cliff?
They got pushed.
Armel is just a sitting duck as Tim's trying to run away, but the Pulse Nova from In Your Dream will burn him down, and everyone is just dying. They call the GG.
Oh man.
And
He
Ferrer,
won.
was that his spear pushing
Yeah.
them up, or was that the God's Rebuke?
Revenge is the purest emotion.
One of those two shoved them all up. I believe it's God's Rebuke, because if that was the spear, they should have connected and got stunned up. E1 does close out with the Queen of Pain. So there you go, IYD's hero. He's pretty fantastic in that hero. If I recall right, that's one of his signatures. You know,
In your dream, gonna try and harass him out with Shadow Poison, and it looks like he will have Joe Camp pulling the creep wave away from the T1 tower, the Armel. Are you really gonna stack these creeps up like this? He is. He's gonna go for the double stack now, but he is taking a lot of damage from In Your Dream. In Your Dream really trying to slow this down as Quill Sprays are still stacking up on In Your Dream, but that'll be first blood coming out. I think he understood he probably was gonna die there, but he wants to set up the creep equilibrium. Only thing is, it seems as though T1 knows how to deal with it, though top lane, or rather bot lane Miracle, is freely just sitting around up against KB. Top lane Gabby gonna be chased down on the Slark, and looks like he'll be okay. And look back to Armel now, he's denying himself off to the tier 2. That'll give a kill away to Paulison. Is he really going to continue to reset himself like this? Because I feel like it's not going to be as effective as you would think.
it's hard for Miracle to really sustain that lane. I'm surprised he's actually even finding anything.
Now March is going to pull the wave. They're pulling waves from 2 lanes now, John.
Yeah.
We'll see Paulison come in with Joe Camp. In Your Dream, of course, still behind them. He does have level 3 Scream, and he will go straight onto Armel. Armel really wants that creep wave before he dies. He will not get it, however. March trying to secure a courier, but he also dies, and that is going to be a lot of XP being denied from the Bristle.
They're really going to need a return on that investment on Armel. Again, they spent a lot of that early game there. They have actually rotated Gabby down mid, and up top, Forev.
Forev? Fisher going to be there. Now KB going to join in. They just want to find a kill across the map, and Forev should go down here, and does. So at least they get a nice pickup for themselves and even find a shovel on their way out. You've got Joe Cam there as well, though Joe Cam's really only sitting at level 4, but I guess the at least his aura does help the In Your Dream Queen of Pain. In fact, KB gonna get jumped on. Shadow Strike not being thrown out yet, but there it is, finally coming out. Now March trying to give Armel some chakra magic so he can keep fighting on this Bristleback, and In Your Dream, he's gone too far. He does manage to barely blink away, but Forev, he misses the hoof stop on the Centaur, and this should mean he dies again, as Armel will be able to clean him up with the Bristleback. And I don't believe they'll be able to actually defend this this top lane T1. I think they have to just let it go.
I think they're kind of weary of potentially jumping into Armel. Again, he's a bit tanky. They don't quite have as much sustainable burst. They do not have any strict cooldowns to play around. Like, sure, you're leaving that Sonic Wave up, but you're not really pressured to use it every single time. I think that's explaining the slower pace of the game here for T1, although Armel.
Armel gets the Crepified up. It's a lot of magic damage, though. Where's the Sonic Wave? Armel does finally throw it out. He wanted to hold on just in case he didn't need to, but his team almost dies. They don't want to allow Forev to have a great game like he did last time around. Forev again going to be sprouting up. Armel just taking the front lines, but now the hoof stomp comes out, but they'll commit Will-O-Wisp. They just really are just going to commit everything, as now they found Paulison Timms just jumping exactly where he needed to. And they even plant the GG branch. They will go after the mid-tier 1 tower. Be a little bit out of position. Do you have an observer what's scouting him out? Joe Cam, he does see Armel. Just gonna secure the bounty routes once again. Although Echo, top lane, they found in your dream. Tim's on the Earth Shaker, just getting in there with the Fisher, the Enchant Totem, and the Echo.
T1 having a lot of issues here. TNC definitely starting to pick up that pace. They still are taking it slow, you know, they're not forcing their hand just yet, but they're finding a lot on the map. They might be able to find 4 as KP does come in for this as well. Well, he's alive. Soak a little bit. But Mac does get some additional creep.
Well, looking back down to the bot lane, Gabby's been farming okay on the point, but Bok has been a little bit frustrating on this bat ride. There's really not much you can do with your Gabby, and we talked about this before where there's only so many times you can harvest the damage off that Bok is dishing out. Time dilation does help him quite a bit, however, and Gabby just be forced to back off again. You have to play this very safe. And you've got to admit that when you look at Natsumi's farm, Natsumi's just really getting so much further ahead. Currently about 18 last hits ahead of the Void.
It's a good time for the troll. That's all happening while Boomy is playing the jungle. So he's playing this super greedy Magnus support that just isn't being hunted down.
Tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
TNC, gonna try and force in that mid tower very, very early. This is one of the things you can try and do up against the Chen draft, right? You try and get that map control before Bane starts trying to go for it. Because once Bane tries, you can't really stop it. So bot lane Gabby almost falls very low on that Bat Rider. What I was trying to say, John, is if you can force down these important towers early on, if you are on TNC, it almost denies Adroit that option to try and get himself in fact. Matt zips in, hoping missile's going to be dodged, but the T1 does still go down. And Matt essentially finds himself to that lane.
TNC has really played much more aggressive down mid. They're playing around Armel much better. This is sacrificing their side lanes, and you actually look at the net worth difference. Adroit, even though it's a 1-to-1 in terms of kills, Adroit is 3k ahead in net worth. They've found a lot more farm on the map, a lot more efficiently, because they're giving space to these greedier supports to find that jungle farm. Umi's going to be set to have a decent time to blink. You have Bok with having a decent time down bot already.
Due to a call down or commit Chrono for this Batrider kill, and Boss barely goes down. He didn't have any big charges to commit. That was a lot committed to that first Batrider kill, but I suppose if you have the Chrono, if you have the call down, just commit it. Just get a kill out of it.
That's definitely how TNC has to play this. They've got to play it. You need to shut down that troll. You can't give space to Adroit to try to hit their timings. You have to start shutting down this map. There's way too much jungle farm being taken by Adroit right now. This is how they're going to recover. Mac needs a lot of this to get started. You do have a lot more leeway for Najmi as he hasn't been tested up top. They found Armel.
They do. Still, he does have the IO, but now the last one back. Killers has no choice but to follow Armel and try to keep him alive, and it will be enough. Armel actually still falling. Still getting burnt down by the flame break, I believe it was, of Boss, but it does not end up being enough. A very, very close call, however.
It's a lot of committal from TNC to keep Armel alive. Basically, never seeing Armel without his two supports. He's always going to have Tims around, and even March kind of has to stay in that general area where the Gyrocopter is. So once more, you're keeping your Gyrocopter safe. It's coming at the cost of giving farm to everyone else on the Adroit side. Yeah, you managed to find Bok a couple times. You're still going to get that pretty decent time on the Boots of Travel and the Blink. And once that's up, of course, he's just going to be a menace around.
See March trying to be very disruptive on that Grimstrike. Really taking the farm away from us, really used to farming off that. March really trying to take an outpost for himself. Trying that 10-minute mark. He should be taken back in time. I say that the TNC just to try and put up a team fight up at that top lane now. They are going to try and force in that T1 tower. Usually early on there, they're freely farming up on the Madness, the KP, going to get the Stampede. And that'll be the level 4 Madness going down, and that should allow TNC to pick up the T1 tower.
You can find really easy objective so far. Adroit is not going to be fighting this one here. They're the ones taking the back seat this time around. They're the ones playing a bit more passive. It's up to TNC to really maximize this spike, this advantage they do. You're going to have Chrono up on Gabby in about 10 seconds. You would want to see another Chrono flying out, try to find a couple of easy kills, and go for more objectives. Perhaps that tier 1 down bot. That's going to be a very easy target to take, or maybe start rushing a tier 2.
You still gotta question what's happening with Natsumi though, like, he's 4.9k, Matt's right behind him in the storm. Speaking of Matt, John, he's 1.3k ahead of the grid, ahead of the Gyrocopter. Now there's going to be a bit of a team fight up top, or rather, the Grid is going to try and defend this KP. It's a very nice team fight. He's be careful about that, but he does commit the skewer. And the Droiders aren't ready to team fight yet. But back to my point, in terms of cores, Adroit is really finding so much more farm.
They definitely are. They're 5k ahead over TNC despite being so far behind. Although the Chrono onto Mac, that should be a good kill.
If it is a kill, Mac will just zip away. Yeah, he's gone. Just TP.
Oh, man.
What are you going to do about it?
They had the relocate on Armel. They did land inside of Chrono, so they really preemptively cast a homing missile to try to keep him in place. And that just cost him. That would have been a nice kill. We talked about the timing of the Chrono. At the very least, Gabby's trying. It doesn't pay off, and that's more time for Adroit to farm up. 5k lead minutes earlier. They're still getting really good farm distribution. Umi is just about 500, 700 gold away from that blink. And
He's not coming out of the movie. They found him in Armel, a sitting duck without his IO. And that's what you're worried about. Like, the Gyrocopter just does nothing once the IO is dead. Tibbs is kind of just playing a hero that can't do anything on his own. He's very reliant on being with that Gyrocopter. and well, with all this farm going into its way and with no signs of slowing down, like TNC, you kind of wonder, what do you do? Like, is Gabby really going to find enough farms to keep up?
Gonna need a lot, and they really need to play around that chrono. This is a really strange situation. Normally when your team power is behind, you have a bit of a network lead. TNC have neglected the farm so much that it's costly. We'll find...
If you get the back row,
Under attack.
it kind of feels like a distraction here from Botler, doesn't it? Like, you've kept this fight rider down fair enough, and it's going to take him another while to get that blink off. But now you look at Bluey, he has the blink off.
That's it. That's what Adroit's waiting for. They've got ways to set their plays up. They've got ways to take these team fights. We already saw the effect of his RP without it. Like, straight just catch zeros. That's enough. That's all you need to catch the IO gyrocopter. That's always going to be enough to fight.
Top lane bot, keeping an eye out on Tim's and Armel. It does have the laptop with weapons and ranks away. Tim, playing break does connect as he tries to tether. Bot will not chase any further. And looks like TNC have now grouped up as 3 and some smoking. You do have the chrono that just came off cooldown for Gabby and he wants to commit it immediately. However, it is going to be into another 4 or 5 man smoke here from Adroit. And are they going for a Roshan play or are they going for a gang? Well, let's find out Gabby on the void. They must know chrono is available, but they'd love to just go for the team fight anyway. In fact, Gabby making this chrono, and he's done. He's on the storm, but now the crowd back on the KP. He's sitting on 3 of them, and they're all going to fall apart as well. He'll try to run away. Kids will buy back immediately. The fight continues his march. In the path, gets taken out. They do at least try to Battle Pass is popped too early on, and now the relocate in. They're going to try to find something new out of it from Matthew sticking out TML. Can you get a TP cancellation? No Bash is coming out. Oh boy, they found a troll warlord, but you committed buybacks for that.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
That is, I don't know if I call that war worth it.
No. Not the amount of buybacks to work it. Adroit can be extremely happy with how that fight went. The Chronosphere is just not enough to kill off Max with the farm he has, and with his damage on Gabby. They had Armel around towards the end, not quite enough. They need the gyrocopter around to get that damage off onto Max. Otherwise that Chrono Metal is not going to be enough, and they don't have any other way of keeping control on Max. Chronosphere gone, he's going to zip around just fine. This is going to be a constant issue for TNC. With that Chrono expended, this is an opening for Adroit. They don't have RP, but they can force out some gangs to stop if they so.
But they're going to get back up to that top lane, TNC. They continue to try applying pressure. So you can find Mark he's talking to be there with the farm. He's up to your way. Matt is there. Help the whole team there. Moving high 45. Matt trying to find a parent to March. They can't get fast enough. That'll be enough. They run away. TNC, I doubt they chase any further. So they do back off.
A lot of caution from TNC while this Chrono is down. I do respect that they still are trying to play aggressive when they can. That was a really from Boomy. I think he was trying to get the skewer off, trying to wait out or kill off that silence out. Quite enough by himself. Gets punished for it. That is a clean pick-off for TNC. This is the moment where they're kind of playing cautiously. Gabby is forward. Could be targeted here. He does have... Well, now he doesn't, but... Gonna have to be cautious as...
Yeah, we look at him both of his way. Yeah, Chrono in a second. He will have enough very soon in the last row. A second before he has it. And then when Trump's coming, TML will take him out of spin. Timing from Adroit. Just perfect. And now poor KP gets one. No, you're going nowhere. Sit down, man.
Boy, just all over the map, always finding these big kills. You just can't afford to leave for a moment in enemy jungle when Adroit is just basically that. They had the outpost. No one was TPing in, no one was going in to help anyway. They lose a tier 1 for their troubles as well, and Adroit is still holding on to that solid 8k lead. There's nothing fluctuating. Constantly, Bloodstone coming out for Max that's going to allow him to just zip around wherever he wants with less of concern for working for its ag straight up. With the RP, having that Vortex AoE follow-up. There's so much control that could come out here from Adroit. It is a bit scary. They've got to, TNC has got to find a way to kill off Mac.
I haven't yet. You've got Gabby with the diffusal blade, and I guess, you know, if you can drain the mana of Mac and Chrono, even if he doesn't kill him, it may just be enough. Mac has not been very concerned about that yet, that's for sure. He's just getting bigger and bigger, especially with that Bloodstone. He just has so much sustain. Well, not soon. What's he got coming on the way? It's got a Yashra. This lane Mac gets jumped off fast as dead. They have to commit and done. But the wrong piece of Storm is John. He won't die. Storm comes up there. Heal him up and now Boomy. No RP available. They actually do find Mac. They found Boomy as well. Now they've got more. It's not enough. Walkers are through the flame. It's not what you're looking for. Maybe it was. So Lancer. Gabby goes down. They have chased too far. KD will also lose his life. And maybe 2 kills wasn't enough. Maybe they should just ran away. This March, he knows. He tried, but he is dead.
Just not even trades here. TNC, they do at least find the kill on Mac, but they lose Gabby anyway. That's well, for TNC, this is going to allow Adroit to just straight up go to the Roche. They know the Chrono's down. They've got a goal with a Morbid now. Straightforward Roche.
Yeah, that's quite hard. I guess they just give the... You'd assume they give the 8. No, I'm assuming you'll take it. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's fair enough. I think it's still much more value on the Storm, though.
On paper, it does give Natsumi technically 3 lives to play with. He has a lot more leeway to just stand and fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, he does have more net worth as well, so I guess it makes enough sense if you look to the efficiency play. However, Arnold does go for a heavy halberd here.
I think they
Fair enough. He's got this far now, but...
But you need to stop Natsumi from getting that damage out. That's going to give you a very good way to negate his battle trance entirely.
They're going to need that soon, as Adroit is pushing in that T2 mid tower. No chrono available on Gabby for another 40 seconds. Arnold. Boxes for a lasso, skew one back, will they found at KD. Hold down, moving committed as Adroit with a 50 out of the big circle. You reset, you keep going. Natsumi says to keep going, and that goes to the vortex. Back onto KD. They want that Centaur gone, and now a Soul Line to be expended. And so they're forced out 2 ultimates for the really nothing. But TNC don't get anything out of them at all. But Adroit, they don't feel confident. They do want to back off, and I suppose it's fair enough. Like right now, there's just no rush for them.
There were opportunities there. Boomy hasn't expended the RP, although the Chronosphere is back up from Gabby. That could be why the hesitation was there. They are keeping track of that ult usage quite well from Adroit and TNT. They've been playing around the time of that Chrono well from Gabby, but Adroit seems to be... Every single time they just kind of toss Mac in front. They know Mac is always going to be the target. He's in front. They did manage to clean him up last time around, but that wasn't in the duration of Chrono. That was because they got the Soulbind off. Adroit are still happy to extend that Chrono without any kills happening during Chrono. That's always going to be the trade that Adroit is looking for.
Well, bot lane. Adroit will take the T2 tower. TNC, they try to set up for the top tier 2, but they are going to have to come back and defend this. There's a tier 3 about to be taken down by Adroit if they're not too careful. every ultimate on the map.
Only 10 seconds away on the Grimstroke anyway. Adroit, they do not choose to pursue. They'd rather back off. With the 13k net worth, you certainly don't want to give TNC away back into the game by losing a huge team fight. So you can understand why Adroit is being rather cautious about this. Up to me. Gonna bait up Boomy, looking to find a skewer for himself. They'd love to find Gabby first because he does have chrono available. Skewer back from Boomy. He doesn't want to risk getting caught in the chrono. KP now. Gonna be fine as well. Will they jump on Mac? He actually finds the void! Way out of position! Gabby!
Just trying to farm in that downtime, punished hard for it. They still have the RP on Boomy, mind you. But they've got a lot of tools here to force a fight out.
No buyback on the void! This is the chance! Definitely they're going to find a Team 2 tell, like there's no doubt about that. But the question is, do they try and force a Team 3? I think you do. I think you try to force a buyback and you'll find that there isn't one. In fact, he's been forward on Matt. He does take me to stand. He wants to be able to shoot later. Now the RP comes in. Boomy found two of them and blows them up. And it looks worse and worse for TNC as time goes on. As now Adroit should be able to clean up that first lane of rats. There is some legitimate concern about Gabby and the chrono. And in fact, with that Heaven's Harbor being popped up soon as you want it back, well, he still has an Aegis. He knows it's going to expire soon anyway. So he may as well risk his life. And they're going to start to really try and pressure him back. The Aegis should go. In fact, Natsumi's just telling him, take it. Just take it. The disrespect of Natsumi as he runs away. And TNC? I guess they still have chrono, but this is still a dangerous team fight to take. Looks like Adroit will back off anyway.
They're going to be very happy with that. These managed to use the Aegis right before expiry. They take the melee racks, they take the first tower, tier 3 tower of the game as well. So Adroit's just pretty much set. 8-14, 18k net worth lead in a half minutes. I mean, that's not something you see too often when the enemy team's running the gyrocopter. They're supposed to be the ones farming up. They're the ones who are supposed to be bigger, at the very least, on a gyrocopter. Maybe a bit more even in terms of gyrocopter should definitely be way more farmed up now. Even Gabby is taking the back seat in terms of farm. His Faceless Void only has the defusal. Nothing else.
We'll have the Aghanim Scepter up soon on the gyrocopter, but I don't think that's going to be enough. TNC, they're just so behind. The map's getting smaller and smaller for them. They go up as 4 to the top lane. Bot, he does pop his head out, so they could try to go for this, but it almost looks like it's a bait from bot anyway, and they won't bother wasting their time, as Adroit has started to force in the bot tier 3 as well.
They've got the RP up and running again, although they're out. Looks like they've got the Shadow Blade up and running on their mag, so a lot more options for the. Finally, see our Melt's Aghanim Scepter up, so his damage output is going to be a bit better. He's got a lot more stats to play with. It's going to be enough. You have to consider Ags on Mac. Troll Adroit has to play with. RP being. They do have the Chronosphere. Gabby needs to land it on a big target. Like, go for Mac again, burst him down in the chrono, and then try to clean up. Don't overextend. You can find that kill and you're not in a good spot, take it and back off, because Adroit will fight back, even if they're behind.
Oh, that's will be caught there. It is going to be the Grimstroke and March cannot survive. That's the Grimstroke gone with no buyback. Mac now straight off the thing on the iron. He gets the he comes out again. They're just gone. Oh no, will also die. No buyback available on the gyro. Tim's brought back, but who is he got to tether to? That's it, GG's call. They've had enough.
Adroit taking it 2-0 up against TNC. Really clean game number 2. They got the boombacks. Magnus, it wasn't banned out. There's a reason why in every match of Adroit that we watch, that's a first phase ban. Slid through in game 2. TNC could not deal.